gave you the biggest tackle, and can you tell us what happened?
Actually, it wasn't a tackle. I tried to tackle someone. I flew. I remember it was at Loftus. That's why I have bad memories at Loftus. We were playing Samoa, and I chose the biggest guy to try and like smash him. And I just dived and closed my eyes and straight into him, and he just knocked me on my neck, and I was knocked out. And I woke up smiling, walking around Loftus. I'll never forget that game, and I went off, and they put me back on. I didn't make a single tackle after that. I was too scared to touch it.
Yeah, I think mine was, it was at Soweto Stadium. We played the All Blacks in 2012. It was my first game against them. I think it was Maanonu. I got the ball and he me. Yeah, so it was quite a hard tackle. But he's quite a good player. And, I felt that one.
Take us through. I mean, I'm sort of showing what you do, what you're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as far as maybe nutrition, training, gym workouts, and how you structure your week in the lead up to a test match.
Okay. Like first of all, we start on a Sunday after the test match where we do our recovery. So we go to the gym, do a swim session, bike session or yoga session, just to get the recovery going. Then after that we fly back to our next destination, like we did when we played after Australia. We flew to Durban after the recovery session. Then on Mondays we normally have a light training session, maybe a gym session. Tuesdays is the last session where we actually play another test match on a Tuesday, where the guys really go at each other in the defense session and attack, and then we obviously have the forward split, line out, scrum, bowling, all that stuff. Tuesday nights we get to relax a little bit. We have a team dinner out. Wednesdays we're off. Some of the guys go play golf. I'm not a big golfer, so just sleep late and then check what activities there is in that city I'm in. On Thursdays we normally do a tag session, also with a couple of lineouts. Friday captain's run, and just then like we're probably in captain's run 2 o'clock. Chill for the rest of the afternoon, and then Saturday mornings also sleep in. And our first meeting is 12:15. Normally we play a 5 o'clock game, and then just stretching and lunch and so on. And then I normally have a sleep before the final week before we head to the field.
Okay. Who were the heroes that you looked up to as rugby players when you were youngsters coming through the schoolboy setup? And these were players that you said, hey, I want to model myself on someone like this.
For me, the thing it was Skull Bader, and it was Joe Malinke at the time. I think it was John Smith as well, they all played at the same time. Yeah, and Bobby Smith.
And you, I mean, when you made your debut, I think for Western Province, you came on to replace Skulk as well, who was the guy that you were.
Yeah, I actually met Skulk when I was in grade 8. I was waiting in lines, and then the Springbok bus pulled in while we were standing in lines. Obviously, we all went crazy and ran, and while the teacher was talking all in, and then we got signatures, and someone took a picture of me and Skulk while he was signing my photo, and I still got that picture now. And then I got to unfortunately replace him the one day, and then my dream was always to play with him, and I've played a couple of games with him. I don't think I've played with him in the Springbok game, so hopefully one day I can still play with him.
My heroes as I grew up, except Warren and Hannes, of course. I would say was also was a big fan of Bob Skinstad and probably Jonathan Lomo. I used to watch his clips on YouTube, and I always wanted to play. Well, that's actually did play wing until I was 16 years old. But I always wanted to be like Jonathan Lomo. He was a big hero of mine, and I think he's probably the biggest rugby legend that there ever was and will be.
What goes on in the minds of your head when that hug has been performed in front of you, and does it serve as a motivation? How does it get you going?
I've only faced it 3 times when I was 20, and then 2 times in the Springboks. It's supposed to intimidate you, but it doesn't actually. I don't really focus on what they're doing, especially when it's led by Aaron Smith, who's so small. That's like I said.
So Graham Bell Bishop, when he is a bit bigger.
When Tana Wanga used to lead it, it was a bit different. And you know, like I said earlier, I always stand next to the two biggest guys, so I can feel confident. I'm like, why must I be scared of them more?
Yeah, I think it definitely changed over the years. I think one thing they must bring back, I think where I actually did goosebumps when you play on South African soil and the whole crowd starts chanting Bokke or they sing Olé, so you can't even hear anything about Haka. But I think it's a massive tradition for them, something they must definitely keep in rugby. And but yeah, for me, when I stand there and face it, I just want them to get over and done with so we can start playing. But I really think they must maybe make that margin a little bit smaller to maybe take 20 meters to 2 meters so we can really get a little bit closer to the action.
One of the questions here I think is very pertinent, and that is, what are your daily exercises? How important is your diet? How important is nutrition to the end product and the performance you're going to deliver, whether it's a Friday night, Saturday night game that you're going to be playing? How important is that role to be taking the correct supplementation, be training correctly, eating the correct food?
It's actually, it's very important, but it's quite tough for me at home because I can't be cooking 2 meals. I can't cook for me and then cook for the family. But when we're in the Springbok environment, it's much easier because they have like buffets the whole time, but it's everything that you can eat, everything that's good for you. And supplementation, which is something I'm very scared of because a lot of players are getting caught. So I don't use supplements. The only thing I use is the vitamins only. But what you eat is really important, especially for much bigger than the tops. They always have to watch what they eat, or if not, they're going to cycle every day while we're in the gym. Before the game, I prefer eating meat every day so I can get a bit bigger and it gives me more confidence. I don't know what you would.
Well, I mean, yeah, and then Evan as well. I mean, he's an amazing specimen in the gym. Shifts, I mean, you could tell us, shifts around a bit of weight. The importance of what you eat to feed the muscle, to make sure that you're getting the right protein, that you're building, you're not breaking down muscle. And I mean, I know you dumbbell curl 60 kgs, the bench is 170, and it's ridiculous. So the importance of that.
Yeah, it's all because of the Plusssz vitamins.
Now we can walk off. We've done the job short.
Like Sia said, it's difficult to come back from training, get home and cook meals and stuff when if the Stormers on tour or the Springboks. The necessary food and fruit and everything is there. But yeah, me personally, I do use the Plusssz vitamins and it is working for me. And yeah, supplements, you use a lot, we get at the Springboks when you're there. But yeah, these days you have to be so careful because guys get tested for, I think actually Peter Steph the other day was so scared, he was a little bit sick and he got some Corenza C. And he had to be tested and the doc said, but he actually shouldn't have used it, so, but I explained the stuff, so luckily it was nothing. But yeah, these days in every things you get at the pharmacy, there's stuff in that's banned in sports, so yeah, it's really important to get the right stuff in your body and to look after it and make sure you check with the doc what you use.
Isn't there too much emphasis on size in South African rugby players, rather than a focus on skill development, especially in our junior rugby structures coming up? And I don't know if one of you can, so you always seem to get the first one, but yeah, here we go.
I agree with that. And I think high school, especially in high school shouldn't be taken so seriously. I mean, for students, when I was in high school, I played rugby for fun, I enjoyed myself. Now there's too much pressure on the kids. They want to gym every day, or they gym contract supplements, and they start taking steroids. I mean, at my school, there were a couple of guys, they used to throw in the steroids like it was darts, like in front of everybody and stuff. Just to look good sometimes. There's so much pressure, which is not good. And because I think high school, that's where you should enjoy your rugby the most, because all the pressures come after that when you think about what contract you must get. So, and especially like, well, the parents as well put a lot of pressure on the children to make it, and it makes it difficult for the kids. And you can be the biggest guy. I mean, if you don't have skill, sometimes it doesn't work out. So we have to, I think, focus on skill, especially at high school level. But that's all you want to see in high school, champagne rugby, not guys bashing it up, running over other people. So yeah, I think skills should be wanted.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's also a type of game you want to play. If you want to play the bash game, then that off-that game is not really ideal. But if you have the more running forwards, then it maybe suits you a little bit better. But it's difficult. It's not just a skill you're going to learn overnight. I think it's a process. And I'll start bringing in the unions. I think the guys are actually, they must get to learn it on their own at the unions. And yeah, hopefully we can improve on that. But yeah, it's all, I think training will definitely make it better. So we must just start training it, and then we'll see. Hopefully it will go better.
You're still a youngster, you've got a long future ahead. What are your goals and where do you see yourself in 5 years' time as a rugby player?
I think for now I just want to heal up obviously, and hopefully we'll win this weekend so I can play in the Currie Cup final. I would like that. I've never won a trophy at the Stormers, so it will be a big thing for me if we can win the final next week. In future, obviously, I want to play as many tests as I can with the Springboks, and I want to win the World Cup in 2020 with all my mates there. 2019 with all my mates. It will mean a great deal to me.
You check the tight forwards are correcting the loosies. That doesn't often happen.
Yeah, it's difficult to sum it all up in 5 years. As you can see, a week in rugby is a long time. The 1 week you beat Australia, the next weekend you lose by quite a big margin against the All Blacks. So it's difficult. For now, I just want to enjoy these 2 off weeks, and then then we take it game by game, end of the year to end. Then hopefully I can stay fit and good enough to be selected at Stormers level and Springbok level. But yeah, I'm just going to take it game for game. And then also there's talks in the media of me going to Saracens for 2 months. That's not definite yet. Still busy speaking to them. But yeah, just focusing on the next game, and yeah, like I said, take it game by game. 5 years is a long time in rugby. Like I would also wish to be a part of the 2019 that goes to Japan for the World Cup. And yeah, I would love to win the World Cup also.
But there's a fun side attached to it as well, and it's important that a team's having fun in order to achieve your goals. Just maybe the practical joker in your team, who's the most serious guy, who's the most softly spoken. I know that everyone says that you're the practical joker, but you'll have another answer. And maybe if you've got a funny story just to relay regarding touring and what happens and stuff like that, and maybe they need to have a little powwow to get it together. But Sia, just the practical joker in the team. I don't know if you want to go to the Stormers or the Springboks, but whoever it is.
There's quite a few actually. He's one of them. Nizamka, Skara obviously. Peter Steph sometimes when he wants to be, but he's a serious guy as well. A lot of guys get intimidated by him. And then he's our fights master. So when Ibn says you must pray, you must pray. Yeah. I remember he sent me a message, you must pray. I ran to the bank immediately. But I don't think I have.
Skada, he's quite a naughty little.
He's very naughty.
Yeah,
He's the naughtiest out of everyone.
But you influence him a little bit, from what I led to believe.
No. Together we're not good.
Together,
it's very bad news because we've known each other since we were 12, and we've stayed with each other for like 5 years. So we know each other very well. And the
he moved next door to you now. Is that what's going on there?
I was tired of the relationship, so I moved out of the house. And then he couldn't take it anymore, so he moved closer. So he's my next door neighbor.
So if you need a break from the kids, you can go next door.
Yeah, I go to him. When my wife gives me trouble, I just run to his house.
The Stormers definitely Sia and Skara and Azam, quite the funny ones, and then at the Springboks, Jock Fourie, who used to play for us, is probably the funniest guy I've ever met. Mornestein is not far behind. Always, I just start laughing just thinking about it. And then John de Villiers was also quite a big joker. He used to make a lot of fun, and Scott Berger also. But always nice, you must have a guy like that in the team to just lift the spirits. when everyone is tired of training or down, you just need that one joke to get everyone up again. But yeah, I'll definitely say this point in time, Morne Steyn is for me the funniest.
Morne Steyn?
Yeah, I really enjoy being around him. After every game we have, we come together as a team and have a couple of maybe a beer or two. I always try to sit next to him because I know I'm going to last the whole meeting.
Get the Plusssz range at all leading pharmacies.